Hello, my name is Christopher DeGalmo. I'm in 6th grade, and my essay for you today is about Nehemiah. He was a high-ranking nobleman in the court of King Artaxerxes. Nehemiah was the cupbearer to the king of Persia in Shushan. The life of the king was in his hands, for if he were an enemy, he could have allowed poison to be put into the wine to kill the king. So the cupbearer had to be a man whom the king could trust. Nehemiah was a Jew, and like all Jews, he felt a great love for Jerusalem. Then one day, his friends visited from Jerusalem to meet with him. A few days later, when Nehemiah was pouring wine for the king saw that Nehemiah was sad. So he asked, "Nehemiah, why do you look sad? I'm sure something brings you trouble. What is it?" Nehemiah was afraid that the king would be displeased with him, but he said, "Let the king live forever. Why wouldn't I be sad when the city where my fathers are buried, lying waste, with the walls broken and the gates burned with fire?" Then the king asked, "Do you wish to ask a favor from me?" Nehemiah said, "Only if it pleases the king." Then the king asked, "How long will your journey be, and when will you return?" So it pleased the king to send Nehemiah, and he set him a time. He asked for a permit from the king for the governors of the region beyond the river, so that he can pass through and come back to Judah. And the king granted his request. Then he went to the governors of the region beyond the river, gave them the king's letters, and finally made it to Jerusalem. There he saw all the heaps of ruins, and the gates were broken down and burned. The next day, he called together all the rulers of the city and the chief priests. "Do you see how poor and helpless the city lies, without walls or gates and open to all your enemies? Come, so that we may rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, so that no longer other people may look upon us with contempt." So at once they began the rebuilding of the walls around the city. Then one night, the Arabians from the desert, the Philistines from Ashdod on the plain, and the Ammonites from east of Jordan all saw that if the wall shall be built, they could no longer rob or plunder the city. So they all tried to form an army to go against the city and stop them from building. Nehemiah was praying while half of his men were still working on the wall, and the rest were gearing up with armor, swords, and spears. Nehemiah rode on his horse, and his servant walked beside him with the trumpet. To make my long story short, God helped Nehemiah and his people to win the fight and not be defeated. Thank you.